And then we just had this big thing. All these NBA guys get busted, and they're like, "Oh, no. We have to change that immediately." Yes, you idiots.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm a college football player. I'm going to bet on the basketball.
But guess what? But look at the domino effect. 3 years ago, we said we're going to pay you guys. 2 years ago, we said revenue sharing. So we got NIL revenue sharing. And guess what? I'm getting ready to give you this money with no financial training, no financial literacy. And guess what? I'm going to allow you to bet on sports. This don't make sense. That's what the NCAA did. And then they had to recall it and everything. Now you're not allowed to. Really? Who was in the room when you guys approved that?
Who put them in charge? They do some crazy.
Yeah, what kind of world do they live in? They don't have no friends that gamble. They don't have no shady. They don't have the guy named. They don't have a buddy named Johnny you can bet with. Like they don't have. They don't have that.
Johnny you can bet.
They don't have that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They show up, but like you said, they show up at your place and get their money. Prop bets are bad for the NFL. That's the vulnerability to manipulation, obviously, unlike the foul outcome of the game, which you can bet on everything, as you know. And they taught about player safety and harassment. The rise of legal sports betting and prop bets has led to a significant increase in online harassment and even death threats directed at players from disgruntled bettors who lost money on their specific outcomes. This poses a direct threat to the mental health and physical safety of athletes and their families. Did you have, I mean, were there prop bets when you were playing? Could they bet on how many yards Chris Carter got, how many receptions?
No, you couldn't do those things back then. But, the league has always been, from an information standpoint, prepping the players as far as what's out there. And even though you couldn't bet, the one thing you do know that the underworld was still alive and kicking in.
Correct.
So the families, the 5 families, like they were still alive and still doing business. So they have people that reach out and touch you in a lot of different ways, socially and things like that. So that was more of a threat than the ability to be able to bet.
About what they would want you to do in a certain game.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yes. But they've always been very friendly with athletes and very, very inviting, not into their world, but just I would say that as an athlete or an entertainer, people are going to go out of their way to introduce yourself. And you're going to have a chance to meet people in organizations and that have that type of lifestyle for real, not TV shit.
Yeah, correct.
Like real
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have that opportunity because of the platform you have. Mm-hmm. And most of the people that I have met, 99% of them would never, because their whole life too is about the integrity of it. Mm-hmm. And so it's a tricky thing for them because I'm trying to gain a relationship with you, but then I'm getting ready to ask you to do something that I know that you're not
down with doing it.
No, you're not.
That's not your thing.
So it's.
But so you had to find a couple percent.
Yes.
That are down with doing it.
There you go.
Like I'm in. Well, even in college now, these for some guys.
They had the NCAA had ruled. Listen to this: that all student athletes could bet on any sports. And then we just had this big thing. All these NBA guys get busted, and they're like, "Oh, no. We have to change that immediately." Yes, you idiots.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm a college football player, and I'm going to bet on the basketball.
But guess what? But look at the domino effect. 3 years ago, we said we're going to pay you guys. 2 years ago, we said revenue sharing. So we got NIL revenue sharing. And guess what? I'm getting ready to give you this money with no financial training, no financial literacy. And guess what? I'm going to allow you to bet on sports. This don't make sense.
Makes no
That's what the NCAA did. And then they had to recall it and everything. Now you're not allowed to. Really? Who was in the room when you guys approved that?
Who put them in charge? They do some crazy.
Yeah, what kind of world do they live in? They don't have no friends that gamble. They don't have no shady. They don't have the guy. They don't have a buddy named Johnny you can bet with. Like they don't. They don't have that.
Johnny you can bet.
They don't have that.
Exactly. Exactly. They show up, but like you said, they show up at your place and get their money.
Yes,
different than today. In 2024, the total amount of money wagered on sports globally was estimated to be $260 billion. The United States alone was nearly $150 billion. Mm-hmm. and then you look at the growth, the market, the expansion, all that. Let's see what this gives you, the numbers. Industry, platform. Over 95% of this activity is online, or what is reported.
Mm-hmm.
If you could change anything about, because when I go to games, and unfortunately we live in Southern Florida, so I go to Miami Dolphins games. What does everybody talk to me about during a game? Their fantasy team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, listen, we're also Dolphins, but I don't give a shit if it's a guy bringing you drinks, guy getting food, guy next to you, dude you walk by in the bathroom.
It's a
like,
huge part.
It's fantasy football. Everybody's like literally. How big was that when you were playing the whole fantasy football deal? There was fantasy football.
Fantasy football was huge.
Okay.
And, the thing about it, I always loved if you're good at real football, you'll be damn good at fantasy.
Okay. All right.
Because the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Like
true.
There's not bad football players that are good at fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
The best football players are the best at fantasy.
Okay.
Because it's rewarding for what you do.
Correct.
Like it's a point system, yardage system. Like, yeah, it's great. But to me, it was really about the popularity of the game. And it drug more people into what was really happening. So if you were a guy that was under the radar, you weren't going to stay under the radar because of so many people fantasy-wise. Mm-hmm. Like if some other guy, even if you don't know about a guy, if you're playing against him, he's a receiver or running back, and he's putting up numbers, you get like, man, who's that guy? So now he's in your Rolodex as far as thoughts, like even when you get in the football conversation. So I do believe that football fans have more information or more educated. That don't mean they'll make smarter decisions. Okay, they have more information. They're more educated. That don't mean when it's time to pull the trigger, they're going to make better decisions. Because actually the NFL, more information, it clouds your judgment. You need to zero down on a few things that you're going to do. Either bet totals, all right? Get teams you fall in love with. Every year there's 3 or 4 teams that didn't make the playoffs that are going to get on a run.
Okay.
The Colts, the Patriots, Seattle. Like there's always 3 or 4, and then ride them. And then there's always going to be legacy teams that are always going to, Andy Reid's going to always do well. So you cannot bet the whole league. Any of them, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, you got to be specific about it. That's why they present so many options, because each one of them, guess what? You got to pay the VIG on, no matter what it is. Totals, player, anything. You still got to pay him. He's going to get his percentage no matter what. Now, the more things I put out there, the more options you're going to miss. Because I'm an expert at the NFL, and, man, I would lose you a fortune.
Yeah.
Yes. But it'd be less than you would lose.
It'd definitely be less than I would lose.
Yeah, but I would lose.
You admittedly would still lose.
Yes.
So the system's rigged completely against us.
Yes.